Oh yeah, some light jazz to bring into this riff. I'm digging it.
Girls, beware! Men want your panties! Preferably worn.
Well, of course Inglewood. If Dr. Dre told me anything, Inglewood is always up to no good. Did people just read really slow back then? Oh, that's not a real name. Dude, that's a man in drag.
I'm Norma Neufner, policewoman, attached to
I'm
the
a serial
juvenile
spanker.
unit. I'm on a call from a very worried mother whose daughter is missing. Her daughter's
Don't
name
mind
is
the
Judy
curtains.
Miller.
It's just my stalker friend. Wow. Tinder was different way back when.
Judy enjoyed babysitting, but there weren't enough jobs among the people she knew.
She hated her
so
brother
she decided
Elroy.
to advertise at the supermarket for extra work.
Judy was socially awkward and did not know how to actually walk down the street. Wow, isn't she a little young to be looking at
The
Playgirl?
following afternoon, the phone rang. And
As you
Judy
can
was
clearly
offered a
tell
job
as I
for that
announce it.
evening. The man told her he and his wife were going out to dinner and that their regular sitter couldn't make it.
So he
But
asked if
picked
she
her
could
up
sit
in
on his
15
face.
minutes.
Judy then wrote a note for Astro to make sure that he knew where she was if she did not return.
Judy's mother hadn't returned when it was time to go, so she left a message by the telephone.
As she went into a car with Henry Mancini. The sad thing was, Judy's mother couldn't read.
What the hell is all this?
When her mother came home, she found Judy's note and called the number to let Judy know she was home in case she wanted anything.
I want to raise my allowance, Mom. How about that? So I don't have to take jobs from strangers. Like I'm working the corner or something.
A woman answered, but she didn't know anything
You know, for a
about Judy
kidnapping,
and
the
told
music
Mrs.
doesn't
Miller
really
she must
fit.
have the wrong number.
No, I live in a basement. Goodbye. Man, Jackie Onassis in the early years didn't look near as pretty.
By midnight, Mrs. Miller was really worried.
She wondered
She
why there
phoned
was so
the
much
police
glitter
and
on her
transferred the
goddamn
juvenile.
couch.
I took the necessary information and assured her we'd do everything we could.
Mainly
We'd have
measurements,
to try to
especially
be
the bus
patient and
size.
wait. The waiting lasted almost a week.
I'm terrible at the waiting game. Apparently
Then
this
the
woman's a
report
pro.
Judy's body had been found on a lonely desert road.
But what about Judy? I don't care about her body. What about
The
Judy?
difficult part of my job is bringing bad news to parents.
But I kind of get a sick thrill from it.
You can never find the right words to tell a mother her daughter has been murdered.
Wearing a pearl
Judy
necklace
hadn't
softens
done
the
anything
blow.
wrong. She'd only been careless. Careless about whom she'd trusted. In itself, there'd been nothing wrong.
Sort
with
of
that.
emoting that my
Job, but
daughter's
better
dead.
Trusting a person she knew nothing about. A mentally sick person who used her innocent ad as an
Dude, you can't say innocent ass. It's 1960. Ooh, I almost care.
Being safe is often no more than applying good judgment in everyday life.
Never leave your house.
One night while Barbara was babysitting, the doorbell rang. She didn't open the door, but called and asked who it was.
Avon
Stranger
calling.
said his car had broken down and could he use the phone.
I don't look
Barbara was
suspicious at
very
all, do
polite,
I?
but she told him she was babysitting and expecting a call from her parents.
Because she was grounded.
However, she was sure the next-door neighbors were home and perhaps he could use their phone. The
Yeah,
stranger
nothing
thanked
shady
her and
about
left.
this. The less
Now,
said
Barbara
about
had
it, the
been
better.
polite and helpful, but she hadn't taken any chances. And when her father called,
With a pair
she
of
was
ribbies and a double. Man, kiddie porn films must not have taken off. Hey Charlie, check out these 2 ripe tomatoes over here.
Friday night
I
was
think they
movie
like the
time for
smell of
Sally
feet.
and Elizabeth. Their parents alternated weeks taking them and picking them up.
Hey dollface, how you doing?
Friendships are
Sorry,
easily made
I'm
in
not
a
into
crowded theater,
guys.
And when 2 older boys struck up a conversation and moved next to them,
Yeah, they
would
were
secretly
17 and they were like, oh Jesus, don't give me that kind of crotch shot, guy. Next thing you knew, they were at the juice bar slamming Virgin Bloody Marys.
At intermission,
How
Sally found
audacious.
it flattering to have her friends see her in the company of older boys, and when they
You know,
asked her to take
freshmen.
the girls home, she was all for it. She asked Elizabeth to call her folks and tell them...
Dude, he's holding his dick in his hand right now.
Elizabeth was tempted, but decided it wouldn't be right. And Sally was
Alright, well,
disappointed.
you know, I'm not a real blonde. Let me put my hand gently on your shoulder. This is considered groping in the 50s. Yeah,
The show was over
Snoopy
and
is
they were
funny.
leaving.
Ha
The boys
ha
suggested
ha
that if
ha.
Elizabeth couldn't go with them, why didn't Sally come? Sally thought it was a great idea and asked Elizabeth...
Hey,
to
who
tell her
wants to
folks
sit
her
around and
parents
watch a
had
Pee Wee Herman marathon?
Elizabeth didn't like the idea, but Sally insisted.
Sally didn't see the fun in Netflix and chill.
So, Elizabeth left alone.
That's alright, 2 boys are better than 1.
Not any of the boys she went with had a car, so it was fun riding with the older fellows.
Oh boy, someone's gonna be playing ski hopper.
But when they drove right past her house, she became concerned.
That's where you used to live. Now you're going to our basement!
When they arrived at Lookout Peak, she was frightened. She tried to convince herself there was nothing to worry about, but when they parked off
Maybe
the
if she
road,
showed a little
knew she'd
thigh,
gotten
they would back
into
off.
Something she couldn't handle.
Ah! Hickey's all over me!
At midnight, her parents became alarmed.
But
and
I
called
doubt it
Sally.
because her father looks French.
Yes, Elizabeth was home. Hadn't they picked up Sally? No, over an hour ago.
Bad acting under narration? Yeah, that's a go.
Between guilty tears, Elizabeth told what had happened.
I don't know if you can show that much pajama on screen
Sally
at this
had
time.
been found, dazedly walking down the road from Lookout Peak.
And
It
then
was
they
a night they'll long
picked my
remember.
nose
In
and
fact,
gave me a
Sally was
wedgie!
able to forget it.
Oh my god, I'd have killed to have a
Often
hamburger for
innocent
23
places can
cents.
turn out to be just where wrong associations are made.
At
Mary
the
met Robert
local
just
sock
as-
hops, that's where.
Robert frequented the malt shop in his spare time, which was considerable, as he'd finished high school and didn't work.
Yeah, you know, something
Harry
Pedo
sought
Bear
out
would
the company
approve.
of younger teenagers because he wasn't accepted by those of his own age group.
Mainly because he wore his
Mary
underpants
and
on
her
the
girlfriend
outside.
could always be found at the malt shop after school.
Robert always had a thing for brick walls.
Mary had seen Robert before and thought he was very good looking, so she was naturally
But Mary was a
flattered
little
when he
bit
singled him
blind.
out and struck up a friendly conversation. He was fun to talk to, and they discussed everything from cars to movie stars.
You know, typical things you would talk about in the
When offered her a ride
60s.
home, she was only too happy to accept.
Hey, get in your car? Okay, are we riding in the back seat? No? Cool! I get to be an adult for once. Oh, sorry, this is a truck. You gotta sit in the bed. You know, this music's really playful for a lot of heinous crimes towards children. Suddenly a bus comes out of nowhere and T-bones them.
They drove around for a while and talked. Mary
Ooh,
was a
I'm
good
driving my
listener, and
life
Bob
away.
enjoyed nothing more than talking about himself.
Robert has what we call an ego.
Mary knew her mother would be upset if she came home with an older boy. So
Because
Bob
Mary's
dropped her
mother
at the
prefers
corner.
them young. Yeah, goodbye. So long, get lost, loser. God, I can't believe I sat in that
After
truck with
that,
him.
they saw a good deal of each other. At first, Bob was willing to see her at the malt shop. But as time
Come
went
on,
he
it's
became
time for the
jealous of their
sex.
friends and insisted on their spending more time alone.
In the back of the truck, no less.
When am I ever gonna see a guy?
Now some jaunty music while you get fondled. Against your will. The
They
playground?
began to go to
You take me to the
secluded
best
places, and their
places!
relationship became more intimate. Mary knew things were getting out of hand because Bob became more and more demanding, but not wishing to lose his friendship or the prestige she enjoyed from her friends for having an older
Whoa,
boyfriend.
too much for 1961. Next thing you know, he's gonna be touching her wrist and lifting her skirt up past her knees. Holy shit.
Then Mary found she was in trouble and had to tell her parents. But now it was too late for advice, and Mary had to be taken out of school and placed under the
Oh,
guidance of
hell.
juvenile
In other
court.
words, she's pregnant. Thank you,
Unfortunately, Mary's story is
1961.
an unusual one. Too many young girls are flattered by the attention of older boys and don't
Yeah,
realize
just
that
imagine what they do when I get near
who
'em.
cannot
Does the
compete
word
with
Hoover
men
Dam sound
are
familiar?
not well adjusted and will demand too much in a relationship with a young
know,
girl.
Going
You
Dutch.
see, it's often the things that are done without thinking that get young people into trouble.
Maybe if we'd have told him
Trying to
about
move too
sex
quickly
ed.
into a world of grown-ups
But what
that
do we
ignore
know?
people's faith often cause heartache and disaster.
Hand on the Bible, right on the Bible, Sid Davis brought me down.